came out when Preston Manning was in the Parliament. The parliamentarians voted themselves the right to top medical treatment. In a country of socialized medicine, remember, top medical treatment within, for them and their families only, and the high-level bureaucrats within top military hospitals. And I thought, well, what's this for?
That's like North Korea. That's like North Korea.
Yeah, so what they're getting, and this is how they get people on board, if you go along with this, you will be saved. We'll give you the top treatment. We'll give you the real inoculations, the real antidotes, etc., for you and your families if you go along with this and you have all the organic good food to eat, etc., etc. That's the deal.
Exactly. So out of fear of their own system, they go, all right, I'll help you murder them. All right, I'll be evil. And they go, now you're with us. But there's always a night of the long knives for you. And you're going to be betrayed, just like those torturers followed orders, and then Bush cut them loose. Remember that. We'll be right back.
From 1810 to 1913.
You know, it's magic to be alive. It's so wonderful. We're on this planet, depths of space, all this beauty around us, the atmosphere, the birds, the trees, flowers, life. I can just sit there in my yard looking at the grass and little spider or bugs walking around. It's all majesty. Meanwhile, the Madison Avenue has you feeling insecure, all focused, feeling dirty, feeling weak. And they've always got new poisons to sell you to supposedly fulfill you. Alan's agreed to stay with us the full transmission, so another 35 minutes. Very honored to have him with us. Let's go ahead and go back to the calls. Deborah in Illinois, then Steve, Gary, Jonathan, Tatina, and others. Debbie, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Alex. Hi, Alan. Thanks for everything you do to inform us. I'm calling in. I wanted to inform you. I had a local TV station do a hit number on me regarding the jet contrails that I've been watching spray us since March, and I've been photographing. I sent...
yeah, what they're doing is they simultaneously do pieces on locals saying it doesn't exist, while telling you in the New York Times and Wall Street Journal and USA Today that, oh, we're spraying you now to save the earth. But then, see, it's good when they say it, but when you say, hey, you know, contrails, you know, are ice. They stay there a minute or so. Those stay there all day and turn into clouds. They go, oh, you're insane. So what did the locals do to you?
Well, it's a really crazy story. I called in to report all these jets. Some days were worse than others, and they seemed interested. They came out, they did an interview for an hour. Then they took sound bites of what I said, and then they pit me up against a jet mechanic from the local college who said that chemicals aren't being sprayed. And then I was also pitted up against a weather forecaster out of Chicago who said that the weather modification experiments were done in the 70s. As far as he knew, there's not any more being done.
What? There's scores of U.S. companies doing it full-time publicly, and hundreds of universities and government agencies openly admit they're doing it. The president's announcing they're getting ready to do it on a mass scale. But see, this is the example of how the propaganda works, and these locals feel like they're powerful. They're part of the system exposing this kook. But really, they're in Plato's cave. Alan Watt comments.
Yeah, it's true. Again, it's a form of doublethink. You're kept in doublethink. In fact, you're taught to deny your own senses. That's the key to it. When you see them yourself, you're taught that can't be happening. The media would have told me so. That's how most people reason today. That the media does the reasoning for them, according to Brzezinski. But yeah, they will poo-poo you when you see them in your local area, and they'll even tell you, well, they might be spraying, but not where you are, as though it's some freak sort of thing if it occurred over your head. But yeah, they've been spraying daily almost since 1998. And I remember the first day it started in Ontario, there were half the height. The whole sky was a grid on the very first day. And that's when the bronchial problem started with everyone. It got so bad 3-4 years ago, most of the birds were dead. And they've changed their mixes even as they go along. They don't do the full spray generally across the entire sky. They do it in short bursts that turn into clouds more rapidly. But this is old stuff, and I've covered it. Teller, the guy who invented the H-bomb, was the guy who brought to the Pentagon the whole idea of floating lots of particles of barium, aluminum oxide, and various other metals into the atmosphere using a standing wave technology like HAARP, along with it to create weather modification. And that went all the way to the President of the United States, and the Pentagon actually worked on it at the time. It's a very old agenda, and it's in use now. Yeah.
Absolutely. So how did this end? Just that you're an evil thought criminal and everybody giggled and laughed and said Mercury was good for them?
No, but the crazy part about it was then a month prior to that, we had mysterious goo left on lawns. And that they did a story on that. And you can go to mystateline.com and search for mysterious goo left on lawn. And that was done on May 7th. And then you can also go to What's That Slimy Gel. The next day they did another piece, and that's May 8th.
All right, thank you.
We actually had...
Ma'am, go ahead.
We actually had gel in people's
That's
yards.
the same. That's what they had in Scotland. The Scottish newspapers are also... I showed you the photographs of this mysterious gel that's breaking all over the Highlands.
Yeah, we got a break here, ma'am. Thank you. Meanwhile, the media never looks at the Daily Oklahoman or hundreds of other papers when they admit, oh, Homeland Security will spray every town in the state of Oklahoma, this was in 2006, with Subtilis globigii bacteria. Don't worry, it only causes spontaneous abortions in all mammal species. That's in the news. And they just go, oh, I love it.
We're on the